Eileen and Alyssa during the Winter Olympics have radically changed the way that we see and view high-level competitors. My name is David. I'm a joy coach. I help people build businesses and live lives at the highest level out of joy, not out of shame and guilt or crazy competition. I like to explain it the easiest way possible as sports psychology for the everyday life. And one of the problems with this definition or this idea has been in sports psychology, the people at the highest level, we're talking Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, these male athletes that perform at the highest level, usually they tend to be jerks. There's crazy stories of Michael Jordan at practice punching Steve Kerr because he just wasn't competing at that level. And especially in a male-dominated sports competitive world, the highest level people tend to be isolated because they are jerks. And Alyssa and Eileen in the Winter Olympics, a figure skater and a snowboarder, have rightfully so taught us that you could be at the highest level of competition and not only not be a jerk, but have joy while you are doing it. And it has captured not only the national attention, but the global attention of people, the way that these women, these competitors at the highest level have been able to do this. And I think it's shifting the culture and competitiveness on its head, that it's no longer about being this ruthless, jerk, mean competitor, but it is about being someone that is thoughtful, kind, and most importantly, I believe, joyful. You see, one of the things that they are both saying over and over again is it doesn't matter if I won because the process makes me who I am. And the process has created me into a gold medal winner, an Olympic winner, but it is also the process that doesn't dictate my life if I do not get the outcome that I want, because I am being created in the process. And before it is the process, it only is about high-level competition. It only is about being a ruthless jerk. And the question that I'm asking consistently is it possible to have the next millionaires, the next billionaires, the next high-level people be people that are not dictated by high levels of competition and ruthlessness, but rather out of joy, out of kindness, out of humbleness? This is the big question that I'm trying to ask and I'm trying to gear and coach people towards is, what if the next billionaires, what if the next 10 years, 20 years, 50 years from now, I am able to coach people to build out of joy, not out of greed, not out of high levels of competition. I think that shapes not only your life, but I think that shapes business. I think that shapes homes. And the whole idea about becoming a joy coach is being able to have joy in the process, to be able to have childlike fun and play in the process. If you are familiar with, the business world, there is Parkinson's law, which that things expand to the time or the space that you give them. And so hustle culture has asked us to expand work and grinding to the biggest space and the biggest time. And I think joy, on the contrary, expands that to a smaller space and a smaller time, because we start doing things from a different place, from a different foundation. And these are the things that Eileen and Alyssa are teaching us to do. I think this is what's so cool about women, that they have the capacity to teach us things from a different perspective, right? I saw this interview with Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank, and he says, do you want somebody the best entrepreneurs that can get anything done are women, are mothers, because they can handle so many things at one time. And I think one of the things that we are learning now is that you don't have to be a jerk to be at the highest level of competition. And I think this is such an important time and such an important thing to note, especially as a joy coach, because I want to help you. If you are a young entrepreneur, a young business owner, I want to help you build your business out of joy, not out of shame and guilt, not out of hustle. And we turn the things that we have to do and do them out of delight and not duty. And this is exactly what we're seeing happen with Alyssa and Eileen, and being able to be at the highest level of competition. And we are seeing delight in their faces, not duty. We are seeing them extend grace and kindness, and not, shove people down because they're not at their level, but rather they are raising people up. That's the thing. They aren't pushing people down with their competition. They're raising people up with their joy, and it changes the way they are competing. And I think if we can take some of that energy, some of that idea, some of that mindfulness, it'll change the way that we do business. I know for a fact, because it's changed the way I've done my life. Joy has been able to quantum leap my life. I used to live out of shame and guilt I just turned 38, and for most of my 30s, I was being driven by anxiety, by depression, by shame, by guilt. And since I started stepping into this new framework, this new life, over the last 2 years, my life has quantum leaped. My wife can tell you, my therapist can tell you, my coaches can tell you. And it is because I'm competing from a different place now. It is no longer shame and guilt that drive me. It is joy. It is delight. And it has radically changed the way that I approach my life. And I think, rightly so, Alyssa and Eileen are teaching us this on a global stage. Tap into that. Tap into joy. If any of this resonated with you, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Leave me a comment. Delight over duty. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Dave Gomez TX, the Joy Coach. And this is what we're doing. We're building the Joy Program. If you'd like more information, I have a link over on my Instagram page. You can take a joy audit of your life, and that'll send you more information on how you can hop on some coaching calls with me. Again, we're building businesses out of joy, no longer out of ruthless jerk competitiveness, but we can rise our lives up to a different level and just be ridiculously enthusiastic about life and the things that we're getting to build. Woo. See you for the next episode.